Hello.
Hi everyone, I'm
Welcome.
here with the legends,
Jim
Mr.
and Lily.
and Miss Lily Rodgers.
Welcome to our house. We wanted to have Chrissy come out because our house is sort of a museum of mounted shooting memorabilia, and it would be kind of show her what we've collected and our memories we've made of mounted shooting.
Now you know why Lily was put into the Hall of Fame of CMSA. I think we're the only husband and wife in there. Our daughter was also put in. She was very much that way, but she passed away a couple years ago.
Theo Rodgers, Hinkle. Okay.
So this is the perfect duo to talk to on Retro Outfit Day at the Western Championship. I know it's happening in Queen Creek right now. Lily and Jim were kind enough to invite me to their home in Scottsdale. So we are going to do a gallery tour of some really important things to Jim and Lily. So I'm going to just follow you around and you can take it away.
Okay, well, we had a lot of fun, but we
Look at Lily, how many trophy buckles she's won right here.
I'll start, okay, you want, well, let's
She
start
never
with
shot a gun, never rode a horse till she met me. She's won 41 trophy buckles.
Yeah. And then Jim's are right next to
Oh
there.
my goodness, we've got to get all of these buckles in.
And then this is one of the books. I do a lot of photography at the shoots, and so I have some books of. It's on Facebook. My Facebook has lots of photos, and then I tried to preserve some by printing them out also.
This is something to strive for. This is something to strive for.
And then
these are trophy buckles I've won.
There's 240 or something.
Yeah, 241 or 235.
Oh my goodness.
Something like that, yeah.
And here, the other ones I've given away a half a dozen of.
Which one's your favorite, Jim?
To my family.
His favorite is the Hall of Fame buckle.
Oh.
He chooses, he's won world and national championships, but
And look at
he
this
really
one.
likes this one. No, I have it on. I have mine on. I was supposed to change it.
Put that over there.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not changing it right now. This is a funny one.
Oh, that's a huge one.
This one, the Californians wanted to get Jim was winning everything, and so they said, we're going to have the biggest buckle, and we're going to win it, so we'll have a buckle bigger than Jim Rodgers. Then Jim Rodgers ended up winning it.
It's huge.
You could serve a turkey dinner.
You could wear it as a helmet.
Right behind us there, that's a painting that Jim painted. He's a really good artist also. His talents are very varied. And,
it's amazing.
Yeah, and that when we go duck, we do a lot of duck hunting, and that's the color of the sky in the early morning.
That's
right
down by Gila Bend.
Yeah. And when Jim was only 20, he built the Beeline Dragway, and he was a professional drag racer, and he won the world and national titles in that, and Pomona and Green Valley. Then he built he got investors together. At 20 years old, he opened the Beeline, which became a famous drag strip. And then he was put in the Drag Racing Hall of Fame of Arizona and the Auto Sports Hall of Fame. And he has lots of friends from that, and we go to the reunion every April out in Arizona for the drag racers.
And I did belong to the, I was inducted into the CMSA Hall of Fame and the Single Action Shooting SAS Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of weekends out doing stuff.
You can see a lot of the different
trophies,
bronzes we have, and our friends, pictures of our friends like Annie Bianco and Christina and Frank Turbin are all there together.
And up here in the corner there is Bruce Weber and Jim, and that's when a picture taken for a magazine when they started the company called Old West Outfitters that eventually led to the Wallmaker brand.
Show them that picture there of
What?
down there, there's an old picture, and he was just here.
Oh, yeah, Jim Dunham. Jim Dunham went with Jim out in the desert in 1991, and Jim showed him, hey, I'm thinking of making this sport. And he ran through the desert on his horse and shot balloons off of some yardsticks. And Jim Dunham goes, yeah, that's a great idea. And his dad and Jim Dunham, okay, Jim, come with us this way.
Huh?
Come with us this way. Okay, we'll kind of keep going here. Right here is one of the Wallmaker ads here. Is the 1880s clothing, and it's still manufactured by Scully Western Wear, and sold in stores and sold to reenactors and also just regular Western stores.
And here's a picture, the world's first mounted shooting arena. The whole arena
Oh my goodness.
was built for mounted shooting here in Arizona. That had been Avery Shooting Range, which became the site of the Winter Nationals.
Yeah.
Or the Winter Championship, not the Winter Nationals.
Yeah, and this arena was
That was
initiated by Don and Jana Morris, Bob Morris, and he's here in the middle, and then they let Jim ride in the middle because he had been at the sport, and all these people in Arizona had helped build it and clean the arena and all that. So it's still only dedicated to mounted shooting, and it's out of a very huge shooting facility in there that was built for the Olympics out there.
That's
right
incredible.
Yeah, right here is let's see, Founders Award for Winter Range, because Jim is one that started Winter Range. He's Winter Range #1, and it became the biggest shoot of SAS shoots in the whole world. And then this is just a list of things that he's done.
We got to see that
Kind
list.
of a lot of things there. This is a little easier to read here.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to put it in order of invented the founder, SAS, Railhead, president of O West Outfitters, and then down. Here's the Rodgers Cup that they named. Whoever wins the overall at the world gets the Rodgers Cup, and that's the main award there. And then Jim won it for 1 year, and that's the one that he won. You have one to take home and one that travels. So, and that's really been special. Here's, let's see, Top End Award for Into Trail.
Such an accomplished couple you are.
This is Railhead. He's the one he started Railhead, and they topped the Caro Award. And this artist, the sculpture there and there are made by a friend of Jim who is a sculptor named Rick Merrill or Sorefinger, and he's a very accomplished artist. He has big statues at the park in Yuma, Arizona, and things like that. So, okay. You want to talk about this?
Oh, yes. Look at this.
Okay, this is talk about the cavalry.
That's the cavalry class.
Okay.
It used to be real popular.
Come stand over here by it.
I can get it.
It's still a cavalry class, but it's not wearing the real true uniforms and the true saddles and the true type guns.
Well, a lot of people do. It depends on how much you want to get into it. But so it's so funny. Jim really liked this, and we had the music and everything going. And then he wanted to be the general, so he got the general's outfit, 2-star general. And then his friend Will Lantis, he put 2.5 stars, so he'd be a higher general than Jim.
I can see that Ken Jardine is on here, and you know, Ken really leads the cavalry for CMSA, so I'm sure he's drooling right now. Are you drooling, Ken Jardine?
Oh yeah, he's our from Canada.
Yes, he's watching right now, I can see. So
I talk to him a lot.
Let me say something. That picture was the magazine cover.
On CMSA magazine. And this is the Will Lantis Memorial Cavalry Sword from 2007. So
beautiful.
It was a lot of fun, and it helps bring the history to children, like the young kids in the mounted shooting. They're like, oh, Civil War. Let me look more into it. What were the uniforms? What were the guns? And things like that. So
that's right.
it's a way of preserving history. Over here, this is a saddle made by Gino D'Ambrose, and he's still a saddle maker, and he has a shop in downtown Tombstone, Arizona. And when we first started the mounted shooting, everything was old timey. And what is this, like an 1880s type saddle?
Yeah, I used that saddle almost all the time through my cowboy mounted shooting career.
Yeah.
Because it was a saddle, it was a 1800 built. That's the way saddles, good saddles looked in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's, you know,
And they're similar looking to.
And when we first started, or I guess we, Jim, in order to get press coverage and everything, we did try to put on, some people make fun of it, but we had to put on kind of a show, like we had to be kind of outstanding and not just in regular street clothes, so they would go a lot of trouble to have, you know, nice chaps and saddles and hats and, you know, just really get into it, and then it was more of something for people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then if you want to come this way, these are all deer that from Arizona and Texas, I think there. This picture was taken for a magazine by Ken Morisano for his Shooting Horse magazine.
It's beautiful.
And it's when we lived up at Ruger Ranch in Arizona by north of Wickenburg. And let's see, here's another award. He got national champion, national champion of, let's see. I think that was probably awarded from what was that called? Festival of the West. I'm not sure. With Mary Brown, Jim helped Mary Brown, and Mary Brown helped us by letting us have our national championship at the Festival of the West. Jim,
No way.
talk about this saddle.
Oh, yes. Let's see this one.
We're on
2014 World Champion. That wasn't the overall World Champion. That was a special event that the
Go
people.
there, by the saddles looking up.
The people that gave us this saddle for a special event they wanted. I won it, and it made my partner mad. I won it.
Oh, was that 2014? Okay, then let's talk about that other champion saddle that you won in Wyoming, that you had to do barrel racing and all that.
Which one's that?
Isn't that one in the other room? Oh, is it right here? Yeah, here it is. Wyoming Rough Riders Champion Cowboy 2013. Guns, Cans, and Cattle. Lusk, Wyoming.
This is one of the shoots that everybody who comes on the podcast, they say it's one of their favorite shoots.
Oh, shoots, yeah. And you have to do all the sports. And Jim, tell them about how the time you won.
I beat him in one of the events was barrel racing, one was team pinning, and the other was
Mounted shooting. Yeah, that's
all
good.
just one stage of each of them.
Yeah, so that was good. A lot of memories.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, here's our horse. Let's see. Oh, here, right? Yeah, let's do this. Jim, come here. Stand here by Chrissy Rides Western here.
I'm here.
Yeah, get your face down there. Look that way. Hey,
I'm here.
welcome to our house.
Oh, I showed you something in here I didn't show you. Maybe I did. This is one of my friends.
Yeah, you already did. You did. Okay.
This is one of Jim's friends.
Oh, I'm not sure. Did you do that since we turned on the TV? I'm not sure. Yeah, Jim got to meet him at the opening of Hatari.
Yeah,
And then,
there was a movie he made, and I made it with my dad because my dad built the Phoenix Zoo, and it was about capturing animals, or producing animals for zoos in Africa.
There's one, or a license plate, CMSA one. Here's a list of people that won the Rodgers Cup. Jim Rodgers, John Peel, Jerry Tarantino, Tony Jardine, Payson Peterson.
I just interviewed Payson Peterson.
Oh, cool. Okay. Cody Walton, T.C. Thorstenson, George Hardy from Wyoming, T.C. Thorstenson again, Brian Bosch, Tony Jardine, Royce Anderson, John Clark, Matt Schrontz, Charlie Little. We lost him this year. Kendall Lunsane, Chad Little, Brett Morgan, Gary Vickers, and Chad Little. And that was down to 13. Here. We went as far, Chad Little, 2014, Marcus Wadley, Cody Clark, Matt Schrontz, Chad Little, Dylan Lawson, and Zane Ali Chun, and that's as far as I got on that. So, anyway, I thought that was really good.
And who's this? Who's this legend?
Okay, this is, this paint, or it's a pen and pencil. It was done by Shoefly, a famous artist, and they did it when they were doing Old West Outfitters. And Jim used it for his advertising for Old West Outfitters and for real estate for years.
If you look at old-time pictures of the 1800s, nobody smiled.
Yeah.
It's that blue steel look.
Up there you'll see his coffee pot collection. Jim is a really good chuck wagon cook, and he's a chuck wagon judge. And we used to have a chuck wagon, but we sold it to Frank Turbin. And we took it on Roundup and up on the Wickenburg Ranch, the Santa Maria, had a lot of fun. And we just tried to do everything Old West. I mean, we went on 1880s cattle drive in Colorado. One time, Alamosa, Colorado, over there. And so...
people used to love to invite us to do their roundup for them because we had a chuck wagon and all the things. It made all their people happy and stuff. So.
And then Jim is an accomplished poet, cowboy poet, and he was the feature poet in Lubbock, Texas, at Texas Tech, at the Cowboy Symposium, and kind of was a master of ceremonies. And he was kind of famous for how he delivered the poem called Alaska. Alaska used to ride in a masquerade Mustang close by my side. I mean, he really did.
All kinds of poems.
Yeah, he could go on for a long time. Okay, so let's go back this way now.
See, she can remember all that stuff. I can't.
Here, I think
She keeps you honest.
Where are you going now?
We'll run right back here. I got just a few things that brought up memories. This was when the first CMSA Board of Directors meeting, and they had it in the mountains of Arizona, and they did it upright. I mean, they had a chuck wagon, and horses.
That was all my chuck wagon.
Yeah, and they made a lot of memories because I used to think everything's got to be Old West. Mm-hmm. And Jim's an accomplished pilot, and he and his partners had airplanes, and Jim built many storages in 5 cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Tucson, Yuma.
More important than that, I don't know many people that's been in every state in the union. That's the reason I'm so worn out.
This is Jim was really good about getting, getting media coverage, and he finagled this Scheffler's cover with Don Edwards, a famous singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was on the cover of Scheffler's, and they were featured inside in a couple of issues. This is a picture of Jim's best friend, Phil Spangenberger, who died this year, or September of 24, and his wife, Linda, and he was an inspiration for the sport because Jim had seen them shooting balloons in a Wild West show.
Huh.
And he thought, we could time this and make it a lot more fun. And then this is Jim used to be a professional Labrador Retriever trainer and got national champions. And these are some of his dogs.
Is there anything you haven't done, Jim? You've been a legend at everything.
And this is Jim and Alan Waugh of Wawmaker, and his daughter Sherry had taken. And they're in Wawmaker clothes.
And there's a picture up there in the corner that reminds me of my wife.
Jim! You come up with this. Oh.
Hey, those field trials, you train field trialers, man, like the grandfather of our dog over there, our friend Scotty's dog died on a hunting trip, got bit by a snake, I think, and he sold it. He sold it before right after that, they got well and sold it for $325,000.
For a dog.
Oh my gosh.
This is kind of a neat photo. This is Jim and his cousin, and it was the first time they went to a Western shooting competition. And then Jim met, during that weekend in California, he met the people that had the Old West competitions, and he talked him into organizing it into a they invited him to be on the Wild Bunch, and then he talked him into having it be numbered badges, have it called Single Action Shooting Society, and grow it and standardize the rules. Because Jim had been very active in the American Hot Rod Association. He had been the national race director. American Hot Rod Association let Beeline Dragway be where they had the Winter Nationals. And he saw that when they standardized the rules, that it made the sport grow.
And I also was president and founder of the Kansas City International Raceway.
Yeah.
The World Championship.
Yeah, he built that right after the Beeline. So that's what took him into
The
Kansas.
president of the American Hot Rod Association said he wanted me to move to Kansas City, where its headquarters is. I said, I'm not interested. So he sent me a plane ticket, and I felt well, I better go back and at least be nice. And it was a great deal. So I spent 11 years back there.
So how did you go from cars to horses?
Cars to horses?
Yeah.
He grew up on horse. He grew up on horses.
Well, I grew up on horses when I was young. Young girls liked horses, I thought, and I roped and team pinned and team roped,
And works on ranches, right?
ranch, and so that's how come I've invented the cowboy. One of the reasons I invented Cowboy Monitor Shooting Association, and one of the things the most important thing I did at the Cowboy Monitor Shooting Association is I wanted it to be something that families could stay together. Fathers, sons, daughters, wives, grandparents, everybody.
Yeah.
And I designed the whole thing, and I said that's what it's got to be.
And have a lot of categories. Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's wonderful.
And that's why it's been so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he learned when he had the Beeline Dragway, they would buy he said a semi-truck full of trophies. The more trophies they would give out, the more categories, the more people would come to the drag races, and they would host up to 40,000 people a weekend at the Beeline Dragway.
4,000.
4,000. Okay, and then so he and even the governor of Arizona said that we need you to have your drag races a different time than the football games at ASU because you're stealing our crowd.
Yeah, they're Saturday night.
Yeah.
Why do you have them on Saturday night? You get more crowds than we have at ASU.
Yeah, but anyway, so he likes everything fast, and so he was in the drag racing business, and then he liked how the barrel racers, it's just timed and you win from time, and so he wanted mounted shooting to not be judged did you wear the right hat, or did you is your horse all pretty and shiny? He wanted it to be the fastest horse wins, the most accurate fastest horse wins, and there won't be any debate. Is that right, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do with this? So you got to.
It's on right now.
Everyone's watching you right now. We've got people logged in and they're watching you right now.
Watching
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to say thank you to them that are?
Well, thank you for being interested in cowboy mounted shooting. I just love that sport. I'm a geezer. I can't do much anymore because I had a knee replaced and I've got bad neuropathy. I've got severe neuropathy.
But you're a good fan. We go and watch a lot. Yeah, it's still interesting after all the thousands we've seen. And I don't have to go through all this, but I was just to show we've had the opportunity to meet a lot of movie stars. And this is Lynn Anderson. I never promised you a rose garden. That was at a shoot at the Festival of the West. And then we have pictures with Paul Harvey, the newscaster, Buck Taylor. Jim got in a lot of magazines. There's Guns of the Old West, and this was a picture taken at End of Trail, and that was put in a magazine. And Here's Jim with Buck Taylor, and he's become one of Jim's good friends. And Buck Taylor was a good friend of Phil Spangenberger too. This is me. I was the head cheerleader of the University of Arizona, and that tied right into what Jim needed because I became his cheerleader. And, you know, I was used to being out in the public and stuff, so I saw that he was so interesting. Like we'd go duck hunting, we'd go flying. He was just an adventurer, and I'm like, someone needs to take pictures of all this cool stuff someday, you know. And so I was kind of his chronicler, I'd say.
We met at a little place, tennis club.
Yeah.
And that they had a little place, and the girls come off the tennis court, and I had a friend always asking them, would you like to learn to shoot guns and ride horses?
No, shoot ducks.
Yeah, shoot guns and horses. Most of them would just snarl and say, no. And they said, oh, I've always wanted to. And they said, you need to meet him.
And this is Jim with Paul Harvey. And Paul Harvey and he and Tom, or Murray, he was an art collector. Anyway, they went into the Superstitions overnight and camped out. And then on the Saturday after that, Paul Harvey talked about what Jim told him on the ride. It was really neat.
You're probably too young to remember Paul Harvey.
Yeah, when he was a famous TV guy. This is a picture of Jim. That was this is Jim duck hunting, and he went duck hunting, and it was in one of the national hunting magazines. Oh, right. Yeah, American Hunter or something. He took the guy out hunting in the desert. They called it Desert Ducks, and it was like a big article.
Are you going to go in another room?
Yeah.
You going to be able to make anything out of this thing?
Yeah, everyone's watching right now, and it's also being recorded, so people can watch it later.
Ben Johnson, and one of our friends was related to him, but we got to meet a lot of these people at Festival of the West because of Mary Brown. Let's see. Here's a picture. Jim was on the front of Arizona Magazine. He had a way about getting press.
You two were like models. You were like models, the pair of you.
Okay, and then this is Jim. Ready? We went hunting, and we had the dog and all the decoys in the airplane, and we flew over to San Carlos, landed. He had a cowboy-mounted shooter painted on the airplane.
Oh, San Carlos, Mexico.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then this is Jim's also a fisherman. This is fishing in Cabo San Lucas.
You caught that?
Yeah, or he did. I got to stand by it. And this is Waddy Mitchell. They performed in a poetry singing thing. Waddy Mitchell, Don Edwards, and Jim. And then this is another person we got to meet because of Festival of the West. That's Gene Autry. That's Jim and I and Gene Autry, and then this is a partner we had in the lawmaker business, Ron Harris. Yeah, Gene Autry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. I can't move out over here. Oh, this is just this is one of our favorite trips. We got invited to Canada, and the people in Canada hosted us for like a week up there in Ponoka. And that was all the wonderful people there. We became good friends of the people. And then this is just some of my Facebook pictures that I had printed out there.
Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to talk to me today and for showing me around your lovely home. Let's see if I can get us all in. There we go.
Stand up. I'm not taller than you.
So it was good to see. Thank you everyone for joining and for watching us live. This is going to be recorded so you can watch it back. Thank you so much, Lily and Jim.
Thank you for coming over. We appreciate it.